Hey guys, welcome once again to the House of Randomness, and today we're going to be doing a random game review. This is going to be, is it any good? This was where I'm going to take a game that I find on Steam or somewhere else. I'm going to play through it, test it out, and give you my honest feedback as far as how good or how bad I really think the game is. This week is going to be something special because this game is so random that I don't even know what it is. So let's check it out together. Stick around and we'll have some fun and check it out and see. Okay, so when I said this game was going to be a random review, I really meant it. If you follow me over on Twitter, I entered a giveaway for a free Steam key from Tech Deals. And if you don't know who Tech Deals is, I will put a link to his channel in the video description because he does some really awesome content. So what happened was that he was giving away a bunch of Steam keys and I won one of them. So I was like, sweet, awesome, what is it? Well, I had no idea. So I pop it in and this came up. I'm like, never heard of it before. So here we go. This is a game called Drive Megapolis. This was put out last year. Although I'm reading on it, it says mostly negative reviews. Okay, but it says improve your real life driving skills. So is it a game or is it a simulator? Well, according to the user tags on this, it says it's a simulation, so it's casual, so take that as you will. This game is $4.99 on Steam, so yeah, it says for those of you who are dreading the intimidating driving test, wanting to polish up their skills for a drive-thru. So this is a simulator, so it has 30 missions, realistic. Weather, 17 vehicles, it supports steering wheels, 3 monitor setup is available, so if you have three 1080p monitors or 1440p monitors, or maybe someday even 4K monitors, although that's probably going to be a while down the road, you'll be able to get a full-on surround experience. And I really must learn how to silence my phone so my notifications quit popping up. Okay, so what are the system requirements on this? Well, it requires Windows 7, which not very many people have Windows 7. It's probably becoming the increasing minority these days. It requires 2 gigs of RAM. If you don't have at least 8, upgrade, please, seriously. In 2017, you have no excuse to have only 2 gigs of RAM in your system. It's recommending 4, so there you go. It recommends an NVIDIA 760 card or better. Most people probably have something newer than that, I would think. Recommends DirectX 11. So a lot of games nowadays are DirectX 11. So there you go. So let's dive into this game or simulation, however you want to call it, and let's take a look and see how good this game that ended up in my inbox turned out to be. Okay, so when you first start this game, and I kind of use the term game loosely because it's more of a simulator from everything I'm seeing so far online. So what you can do is you can choose, first of all, you can choose the car and the map that you're going to choose. So for example, we've got front wheel drive vehicles, 4-wheel drive, rear wheel drive, a bunch of different types. Wheel drive easiest slide, just go and you just cycle through a bunch of these. Oh, that's kind of cool. You got a cop car. You can go through city center, farm road, road intersection, lane changing, and overtake exercise. There's a bunch of different scenarios that you can go through. So let's say we want to go to, oh heck, I don't know. Let's go What do I want to do? Hold city center. Let's do that. So here are the configurations that you can do, and this got quite a few. So you've got driving without instruction, no warning. So obviously this thing is going to tell you if you leave this unchecked, it's going to warn you about certain scenarios. Free drive, I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. Turn head with wipers, 2D mirrors, automatic transmission, turn head with steering wheel. So obviously that's if you have a steering wheel. Visualize hands, infinite fuel. I think I'll just leave that on because I think if you don't leave that on, then you're probably going to end up running out of gas. Road props, static lamp posts, and then you go down here to graphics. I am going to leave these as they are. I'm not going to do DirectX 10. I'm going to leave out DirectX 11. And everything else looks good. Oh, look at this. You got, looks like Oculus Rift options here. So that's kind of cool too. So we're going to start up this game and see how this runs. So when you look at this, okay, so right away I'm looking at the screen and it says trainer, simulator, MPV trainer. So to me, this doesn't say game, this says this is a simulator. This is going to teach you how to drive a vehicle when you don't really have a vehicle to begin with. So let's see what this does. And it's taking a long time to load. This takes forever. Okay, so we are in our car. So this is meant, it looks like mainly for people who have a steering wheel, so we're going to use the keyboard controls and see how well we do.
You haven't enabled the right blinker upon starting.
Okay, and it already tells you that I have done something wrong.
You are driving on grass.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to open your speed. Yeah, this simulator is more meant for people who have a steering wheel. And we're going to stop because it has a stop light. This is definitely a departure from games like Grand Theft Auto and other games I'm used to. Okay. So I'm going to go in the other lane. Turn off our blinker.
You haven't enabled blinker when changing lanes.
So apparently this thing's really picky about whether or not you turn on your blinker before you change your lanes. Okay, so we're going to
Increase the distance.
here. And it looks like this has an arrow.
You haven't enabled blinker when changing lanes. You have driven on a red light.
It wasn't a red light, it was a amber light. I don't know what you're talking about. Turn on blinker. So apparently every time you don't turn on your blinker before you change lanes,
You've driven on speed bump with speed
and I went
greater
over
than
speed
20.
bump a little too fast. I could see where this game would really benefit from a steering wheel and an Oculus. I think that's more what this game is meant for, truth be told. Although I keep saying game, but it's not really a game. It's more, like I said, it's more of a...
You are
driving
over
sim.
speed limit.
And now I'm going over the speed limit. Okay. The graphics,
You
they're
are over
not...
speed limit.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I wonder...
You've hit you have hurt the pedestrian.
I have hurt the pedestrian. Okay, so this is not like Grand Theft Auto where you actually get the cops coming after you. No, this is just your regular driving simulator. So I wonder if we go like
You've hit a border
off the road. So this thing is not going to tell you that you've gone off the beaten path. That's okay. So yeah, this is kind of cool. Okay, so let's see. Turn on our blinker.
You've hit a border. You have crossed border.
We have gone
road
over the
marking.
border. Well, of course we've gone back on the road. Yeah, there's no scoring, there's no real goal, as you know, as opposed to other games that say, you know, get to from point A to point B. So it's
You
very
are over speed limit.
So apparently you have to pay attention to the speed limit down below too. This thing will nag you if you leave that option on. So let's go over the hill. I like the fact that it's got like multiple rear view mirrors.
You haven't enabled blinker when changing lanes.
Yeah, I didn't stay in the lane, and it's going to nag you about that.
You are over speed limit.
So as a simulator, it works well. Like I say, I think this would be fine if you had like a VR headset. Graphics aren't bad. The draw distance is pretty good.
You have crossed border road marking.
Oh, I turned my signal was a little too late. Well, those graphics are a little flat. Of course, I don't know if this game is supposed to be fully realistic. Like you see, you see the buildings coming into the distance, coming into focus. Little tiny bit of popping. I mean, okay, so
Increase the distance.
I can't increase the distance. Okay, well, I've pretty much seen all there is to see as far as, you know, game simulator like this goes. So wrap this up and give you the final thoughts on what I think of this experience. Okay, so it comes down to conclusion time on Drive Megapolis. What do I think of this game? Well, it depends on if you really call it a game. It's not really a game, it's more of a simulation, as I showed you in the video. This is one of those types of titles that I think people kind of misclassify because they found it on Steam or whatever and assume that it's going to be just a game without actually reading the description of it. This is a simulator. It's not meant to be a game. There is no goals aside from improving your driving, although if you really want to improve your driving while playing this, you're probably going to need a steering wheel, rig, and maybe even a VR headset. So take that as you will. The graphics, you know, they're fine. It's a 2016 title, so it's recent. It's not overly demanding, so you will be able to run it. I believe you'll be able to run it on a VR headset with no problem. So if you want to really go all out and get your steering wheel and pedals, VR, and do the whole 9 yards, knock yourself out. You probably have a great time. If you're into a driving simulator, I mean, it has a lot of options. That'll give it. So I would say it's not really a game for me. Because for one, I don't have the peripherals to really take full use of this. So I kind of give it a mixed review. It's not really, you know, great, it's not really bad. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, so you kind of have to take it subjectively with, you know, what your expectations of this game are. And I think a lot of the negative reviews on this game were based on people thinking that it was a game. It will nag you if you leave the warnings on. I mean, like you saw in the gameplay footage, it'll tell you every single thing you're doing wrong. So, in a way, I guess that's good. So, like I said, take it what you will. My verdict on this, it's a mixed. It's not really great, it's not really bad, it's kind of somewhere in the middle, just depending on what your expectations are of it. For only $5, it's an okay simulator. I'm sure there's probably better ones out there, but you know, for $5, if you're on a tight budget, why not? So, if you like this video, go and smack that thumbs up button. You know where it is. If you haven't already and you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is right down there in the corner. Till next time, this is Midnight Banshee, always saying live a little random each day, and we'll catch you in the next video.